So by the time you guys see this video, beach season will definitely be over.
Sadly.
So in remembrance of this wonderful summer that we've had and the ending of beach season, we wanted to discuss gay beaches and their importance to the LGBT and gay communities.
Hey there, beaches. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Sheldon. Welcome to Lavender, Lingo. On the road again.
I can't wait to be on the road again. Are we even in the city anymore? Damn. I need a haircut so bad.
We should learn how to cut each other's hair. Could you imagine how much money we'd save?
$10,000.
So, in theory, if me and Tyler were to start giving each other haircuts, if we were able to learn how to give each other fades and cut each other's hair, how we would like it.
Mine would always turn out like shit, and his would always turn out perfect.
That's just not true, because we would have to learn how to do it good. And I'm not saying that he's probably more naturally
How do you
inclined to
learn
being
how to do
entertainer.
it good without doing it bad a few times first?
Practice? I don't know. How the fuck do people learn how to cut hair? What am I? I'm not a hairstylist. I don't fucking know. I didn't go to
Thank you. You
cosmetology.
just proved my point, everybody.
Anyways,
Y'all heard
point
it.
B. We pay about $90 a haircut, tip included. And we each get our haircut about once every 2 months. So that's, I calculated wrong.
Yeah. Your math was bad too.
My mouth was not mathing. But that's like $1,200 a year. Like,
That's a plane ticket to Asia.
yeah.
It's two plane
That's a
tickets.
designer bag.
Neither of us wear designer bags. That's
Because we're spending all our fucking money on haircuts, bro. That's why. I love how the air smells over here when we're closer to the ocean. It's amazing.
So I'm sure you're curious. What's the difference between a gay beach and a straight beach? Why does it have to be gay? But that's why we're here. We're here to explain that all to you. Let's get into it.
Gay beaches have long been a part of LGBT history. And similar to most other LGBT safe spaces, they have the motto, come as you are.
If you're interested about queer spaces, make sure to check out our other video, linked somewhere up here.
Somewhere.
Beaches specifically have always been a place where LGBT people can come out in the daylight, step away from the dark clubs and bars that we are kind of confined to, especially throughout history. But now we can step out in the daylight and just be exactly who we want to be and exist how we want to exist. And exactly like how Christopher Reid describes queer spaces in his 1996 essay, Imminent Domain, gay beaches are part of LGBT identity because they are areas that have been discarded by dominant culture and redefined by our communities, areas that we are continuously laying claim to by being active in our presence, and areas where we are loud about who we are and who we are able to be in those spaces. Yeah. Ugh, damn. How did that bag get so heavy? We came prepared with snacks today.
In a minute.
Look, if y'all make fun of me because my hair's fucked up, I'm blaming you because I'm at the beach, okay?
We're just trying to live our lives, okay?
Leave me alone.
They're different to regular beaches because they don't really have to look anything like a typical beach. They're just often secluded spaces that are kind of difficult to get to, where we can lay around in the sun, oftentimes half naked, and sure, there's probably a little bit of cruising going on somewhere.
Secluded locations are probably the most important part of what makes an LGBT beach an LGBT or gay beach. That's because gay people haven't always had the opportunity to be out and loud about who they are. We've often faced discrimination or prosecution, legal prosecution, from just being ourselves or dressing how we want to or looking like however gay people want to look. As stated earlier, LGBT beaches are often in places that dominant society has discarded from building projects. Some examples of these would be like the Chelsea Piers in NYC, which used to be an industrial shipping complex that gay people took over.
Or the rocks on the north shore of the lake in Chicago, which are essentially just uneven, undeveloped limestone rocks that line the waterfront.
Or also like in Cornelia, in Guavano Beach, in the Cinque Terre in Italy, You have an abandoned railway tunnel, which is the only way to get down to this safe beach after a long, strenuous hike.
Or even like here in Jacob Riis, where there used to be an abandoned tuberculosis hospital behind us, which has been torn down and no longer guards us.
Used to be right there.
We just went for a little dip, which was very, very refreshing.
And a little cold.
Super cold, and the sun decided to just abandon us for some reason while we were in the water, but you know what I could really, really go for now?
What?
A hot dog.
So, speaking of hot dogs,
we're going to talk about the other thing that all gay beaches have in common: cruising.
cruising has always been a huge part of LGBT beaches because, like we said before, they were often hidden or off the beaten path, which meant that there were less police policing the area, watching what we were doing. Beaches like this, Jacob Riis, has been a public cruising space since the 1940s when the hospital was still around.
Or the Cove in Provincetown, which is the unofficial cruising spot since pretty much the entire town is as gay as they come.
The phallic foods don't stop there, folks.
Honestly though, such a good pickle.
Something that I've always been curious about, we are obviously more in tune to like gay specifically cruising things or cruising concepts. I'm just curious if they're like those same sorts of concepts for women out there or lesbians.
Do lesbians do that?
I'm sure they do.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
If there isn't an equivalent, regardless, one thing that they all have in common is nudity. Gay beaches all around the world have some element of nudity, which kind of goes hand in hand with the whole cruising thing. And sure, there's always a large amount of peacocking involved.
I mean, not all gay beaches have nudity, but I would say a fair amount of them.
Most.
At least some level of nudity, and like here, for example, most of the women just go topless. Good for them.
You go, girl.
And honestly, if that bothers you,
or your sensibilities,
stay home.
and don't come.
Let me ask you, people from the People's Beach at Jacob Riis, why is there always watermelon on this beach?
There's always watermelon on the beach.
Every single time we come here, there's just like a floating
a whole
watermelon. Every single time.
Washed ashore. Was there a shipping container full of watermelons that got lost at sea recently? Because
that's interesting. Now I guess we can talk about some other gay beaches around the world.
this is by no means a definitive list, or even like scratching the surface of how many there are out there.
No, because if we really did that, this video would never end. And while we love you and we love talking to you, we don't literally have our life to talk just about gay beaches.
We have some beaching to do, so.
Remember, folks, don't disturb the seagulls.
Or the piping plovers.
Or the what? I guess, or the turtles, or the whales, or the dolphins, or the dunes, or anything that you're not supposed to. Oh, look at the baby one.
That's not a baby one, that's a piping plover.
Oh, never mind. Those are piping plovers. That's what he was talking about. I don't know my birds. Look, my hair is a disaster, and so I'm gonna put on this hat. But Hampton Water, if you want to sponsor us, please let us know. Everybody knows that rosé and Hampton Water is the gay rosé of the summer.
Okay, so first beach on our list is Herring Cove in Provincetown, Massachusetts, which is also known as Boys Beach for a reason. It's not really exclusively gay, however, it is located in Provincetown, which is arguably one of the gayest places in America, so, or maybe even the world. The further down the beach you go, typically the more naked people get, and also P-Town in general is very seasonal, so if you're looking for this type of experience or you want to visit the gay beach there, we would suggest going during the summer months when people are there and the weather is warm. We actually visited Provincetown for Tyler's birthday in 2021, and we went slightly off-season. We went in April, kind of right before.
Right? No, it was not fully off-season.
It was shoulder season. People were starting to show up. So we were it was at the end of April, beginning of May. People were starting to show up, but it still wasn't in full swing yet. So, and the water and weather was still pretty chilly.
I don't remember if we were wearing jackets, but we'll post some pictures so you can see.
I don't remember wearing a jacket the whole time, but it definitely was too cold to get in the water. We walked the beaches, but we were definitely the only people on the beaches, so.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it kind of felt like we were the only non-locals there in the town. Like everybody else seemed that they lived there and that they were getting ready for season.
Yeah.
Because, like he was saying, season there is very much a gay destination. That's where the gays flock to.
A gay summer village.
Yeah. We could also talk about the Pines Beach and Cherry Grove Beach in Fire Island, New York City. Well, just New York. This beach was famously visited by Oscar Wilde in 1882, meaning that it's been a long staple in the LGBT gay community of New York and around the world. Fire Island even developed Cherry Grove as what they called the first gay town of America, being pretty much exclusively gay and lesbian, which is pretty cool. Even though we've never been to Fire Island, it's one of those places that living out here and seeing the gay community and how they all just go out there for the summer and kind of all year round and get houses together. The thing is it's so expensive. We just haven't had the opportunity yet, but we will one day.
We will one day.
Yeah.
It's definitely on our bucket list.
You will see us out there one day in one of these videos.
Good. We'll document. Most of it.
Let's keep walking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're no longer on the gay side of the beach. This is now just
Heterosexual.
heterosexuality. Hetero.
Ew. Hetero. No.
Hetero. No. Yeah.
Another gay beach that we'd like to cover is Marbella in Barcelona, Spain. Marbella, or Playa de Marbella, is located on the northern coast of Barcelona and has a large swath of LGBT area that is used for sunbathing and cruising on the northern side of the beach.
Alright, or like Sandy Bay in South Africa. Like most other gay beaches, Sandy Bay is located far off of the main highway and is not visible, which means that it is very secluded and cruising is in full effect. Cruising is typically done at the far end of the beach, where the bush is actually hiding most of everything going on.
Thank God for the bush.
Thank God for the bush. Everybody likes a good bush.
Everyone loves a good bush. What do you want?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers. Hold on.
Next up is Bondi Beach, which arguably is Australia's most famous beach and definitely has a gay section. On Bondi, the further north you go, the gayer it becomes and the less clothing that people wear.
That was for the ice cream, not the nudity.
Not the nudity.
Baby bowl.
It's also considered the best area to swim because it's sheltered by the headland and has smaller waves than everywhere else. All right, Tyler, stop being a slut.
Why am I being a slut? Wow.
Feeding me your cream.
No, that can't go in there. Press N. All right, so we're back to a beach that we've actually been to. Actually, a series of beaches we've been to, which are all in Manuel Antonio. That would be Playa Playita, Playa Espadilla, and Playa La Mancha in Costa Rica. In Manuel Antonio, Costa Rica. So when we first got there, the very first thing we saw, and the reason we knew it is because as soon as we exited the tree line after like a 20-minute extremely hot hike, was a waving flag.
A giant waving pride flag, which was lovely.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, the beach itself was very expansive and not super populated when we were there. And because the And because the backside of the beach is tree lined, there's definitely a lot of cruising that goes on there, which
we definitely saw. We were walking through, looking around, and
just exploring.
Right, just exploring, not partaking, and all of the darting eyes, the eye
People
contact.
wandering like on these back trails
slowly.
through the palm trees.
Meanwhile, there's iguanas running around. Also, I think on Playa Espadilla is the very first time that we saw a sloth in the wild.
Yeah.
In the wild, like 2 feet away from us.
It was very cool.
Yeah. Also, a really just gorgeous beach. It's actually where we spent my 29th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We spent my 29th birthday the night of it. We had wine and sat on the beach and enjoyed like a Prosecco while we watched the sun go down over the ocean.
We also want to mention Playa La Mancha, which is another gay beach in the area. We didn't actually get the opportunity to visit this one.
We tried.
We tried, yeah. The thing with Playa La Mancha is that it's actually located between Manuel Antonio and Capos, and it is a bit of a hike to get there. It's off, like most gay beaches, it's off the beaten path, it's difficult to get to, and it's very secluded. It's also where people go nude. So if we ever return to Costa Rica and to Manuel Antonio and Capos, we're definitely going there. Next on our list is Black's Beach, which is probably the most famous nude beach in all of America. Black's Beach is a secluded stretch of sand located in the Torrey Pines State Park in San Diego, California, and it is hidden from view by a giant cliffside, meaning that it is perfect for nude bathing and, of course, cruising.
I've never been to California.
I have actually been to Torrey Pines State Park and 2 beaches around Black's Beach. I was a child at the time, so we never obviously went to the nude beach, but yeah, I'm familiar. La Jolla is beautiful. My grandparents lived in San Diego. We used to go when I was growing up.
One day we'll be there.
I'll take it. My sister lives in California too, so inevitably we will end up in California.
Next, also, we have Guavano Beach, which is another beach that we've been to. Again, I think we've already talked about this in this video now, but the Guavano Beach is right in between Cornelia and Vernazza in the Cinque Terre in Italy. We actually just went there this April for my birthday, actually it might have been the day of my birthday.
It was the day of your birthday, and It was a blast. We had so much fun. We tried so essentially to get there, you have to hike from Cornelia to Vernazza. It's about halfway along the hike, and once you actually get to the area where the beach is, in order to get from the top of the mountain down to the beach, you have to enter an abandoned railway tunnel and walk
in complete darkness,
and walk about 20 to 30 minutes down the tunnel until you reach the beach, which is just a pebble beach, a little strip of rocks alongside the cliffside.
Pretty sure it's like black sands, turquoise waters, kind of, and not black sands, but like dark
black
rocks.
And white pebbles with turquoise waters. It's absolutely beautiful. We tried going there, but we didn't quite make it because we ended up getting rained on.
We made it. We started in Cornelia and we decided to walk the path down to the tunnel. And so we were like on our way there. We had probably walked at that point like 30 minutes maybe.
We were almost to the tunnel.
30, I would say about 30 minutes. And we saw it from the vantage point. We could see down to the beach and we saw where the railway tunnel opened up to, like where you'd have to come out at. But unfortunately, because the rain just started downpouring on us, we had to turn around. We were not prepared to do a hike like that, and I was wearing white tennis shoes.
I think I was in flip-flops.
Yeah, everybody else was wearing like hiking boots and we were full on
We were like, we're from Colorado, it'll be fine.
Yeah, we weren't fine. We did need some better hiking shoes.
Needless to say, though, the beach looked gorgeous, and we totally understand why it's the gay and nude beach, because it's super secluded,
Very
super private,
secluded.
and definitely the kind of place where you want to just go let it all hang loose.
Literally hang loose, because I'm sure a lot of cruising happens in that dark tunnel.
Oh, definitely.
Or in the forest surrounding.
Plane.
Honestly, that's your safety, folks. Because when they fly by, they're looking for sharks, so... A seal?
A seal.
Okay.
It was a cute.
And finally, our home gay beach, which is the People's Beach, Jacob Riis in New York City.
Jacob Riis has been a gay destination and a gay cruising area ever since the early 1940s.
At least known since the 1940s.
At least known since the 1940s. Due to the presence of an abandoned tuberculosis hospital, which kind of secluded the beach and kept it out of sight from prying eyes and police officers.
Yeah, and police officers. This was actually really funny because in like the 1960s, 1940s to 60s, you'd have officers come to the beach and ticket men for how short their shorts were or for doing illicit gay activities, which, as we said, was very prevalent.
And still is.
Yes, and still is. Right now, I mean, the beach sits here no longer with a hospital hiding it, because unfortunately it is being built up by builders.
And developed.
Yeah, developed. Builders have come in and decided to develop the area because of the popularity of this beach has grown in the past few years, even a decade or so. And because of that, now they're turning the old bathhouse, the old famous Jacob Riis bathhouse, into luxury hotel with indoor pools and restaurants and rooftop bars and luxury hotel stays. So.
All the things that are going to pull people into this area who might not be too comfortable with the half-naked men and gay proclivities that are going on.
And unfortunately, I think that the People's Coalition, or the people who come to Jacob Riis, they reached out to these builders to try and get their input in on the construction and the building and what this may do to the people here and the community that evolves here or has been around here, and unfortunately they declined any sort of input. So we are going to link somewhere, either here on the video or maybe down in the description, of a video that will tell you all about that. People actually coming from the people who've been here for a long time and people who've been beaching at this beach for way longer than we have.
Yeah. Needless to say, though, whether the gay beach here continues or the gay beach moves, the LGBT presence in this area has always been here, will continue to be here, and we're excited to see what happens because we love spending time here. It's one of our favorite places in the city.
And for all of you gay beachgoers, don't ever let them take away your space. Take up the space that you deserve because you deserve it just as much as anybody else.
Amen.
Yes. Next time on Lavender Lingo, we are exploring the world to see somewhere we've always wanted to see. So I hope you don't mind coming along with us.
Get your passports because we're going to Italy. We're going to see ancient ruins in Rome, relive the Renaissance in Florence, experience modernity in Milan, visit the absolute stunning paradise that is Lake Como, and go and experience a small Italian fishing village in Vernazza.
Plus, you can't forget all of the gay experiences we're going to have.
So pack your bags and hit subscribe.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.